On our website, you can get PDF learning materials for free. Please visit englist.me.
Nod.
To lower and raise one's head, sometimes several times, as to show approval, agreement, greeting, or confirmation.
Examples:
Nod at each other. Nod courteously. She nodded quietly in response to the question.
Chant.
A simple melody or tune, typically one that is repeated or sung in a monotonous way. Verb, recite with musical intonation.
Examples:
Chant melodies. Chant in the chapel. The soccer game crowd broke into a chant of "Go, team, go."
Beehive.
A structure or container where bees live and store their honey.
Examples:
Disturb a beehive. Get rid of a beehive. The beekeeper checked the beehive for any signs of disease.
Mite.
A tiny arachnid-like creature that is related to ticks and spiders and often lives as a parasite on plants or animals.
Examples:
House dust mite. A mite of evidence. The mite infestation in the old house was a serious problem for the residents.
Almond.
A type of nut that comes from the almond tree, widely cultivated for its edible seeds, which is enclosed in a hard, ridged outer casing called a shell that can be eaten raw or roasted and is often used in baking and as an ingredient in various dishes.
Examples:
Almond milk. Almond butter. I love snacking on almonds for a healthy and delicious snack.
Graveyard.
A cemetery, especially one in a churchyard.
Examples:
Graveyard of life. Bodies in a graveyard. The ancestral graveyard was peaceful, with rows of headstones and tall trees.
Paralysis.
A condition in which you are unable to move or lose control of part or most of the body because of illness or injury.
Examples:
Moral paralysis. Paralysis in the leg. Massive demonstrations lead to total paralysis of transportation.
Profoundly.
To a great or complete degree, deeply.
Examples:
Profoundly insightful. Sleep profoundly. The novel affected her profoundly, causing her to question her beliefs and values.
Ubiquitous.
Being or existing everywhere at once.
Examples:
Ubiquitous computing. Ubiquitous across ecosystems. Sugar is ubiquitous in food.
Hive.
A structure for the reception and habitation of bees, either built by people or made by the bees themselves, a place swarming people.
Examples:
Honeybees in hives. A hive of activity. Bees were buzzing around the hive.
Beekeeper.
A person who keeps bees either for their honey or to pollinate crops.
Examples:
Beekeeper hat. Local beekeeper. My neighbor is a professional beekeeper who sells honey at the local farmers market.
Quirk.
A peculiar behavior, habit, or characteristic that is distinctive to an individual or group.
Examples:
Personality quirk. A quirk of fate. One of her quirks is that she always wears mismatched socks.
Livelihood.
A means of earning money people need to pay for food, a place to live, clothing, etc.
Examples:
A means of livelihood. Livelihood assistance. I could no longer earn my own livelihood.
Inventive.
Able to come up with novel and unique ideas.
Examples:
Have the inventive talent. Inventive approach. All language around the world is consistently inventive, but not intrusive.
Impoverished.
Reduced to poverty or destitution, lacking in resources, means, or vitality, depleted or exhausted.
Examples:
Impoverished nation. Impoverished family. The impoverished villagers struggled to make ends meet with little access to food and clean water.
Squalor.
A state of extreme dirtiness, poverty, and overall unclean living conditions. A condition of squalid or miserable living.
Examples:
Living in squalor. Squalor conditions. The homeless encampment was known for its terrible squalor, with garbage and filth littering the entire area.
Dung.
Solid waste from animals, especially from large animals such as cattle and horses. Verb, to fertilize or dress with animals' excrement.
Examples:
Ball of dung. Dung the land. You can see the horse dung on the country road.
Veil.
A piece of fine cloth worn by women to cover or conceal the face. Verb, to cover, conceal, or obscure.
Examples:
Veil of mystery. Veil her face. He lifted her veil with both hands.
Meadow.
A field of grass and wildflowers, especially one used for hay.
Examples:
Graze in the meadow. Lowland meadow. The lush meadow was covered in wildflowers.
Ingenuity.
The quality of inventing things or solving problems in clever new ways.
Examples:
The infinite ingenuity of man. Abound in ingenuity. Creativity and ingenuity are often brought about by extreme concentration.
Decibel.
Also dB, a unit used to measure the intensity of sound or the comparative loudness of two sounds based on a logarithmic scale.
Examples:
Decibel level. Adjust the decibel. The concert reached 100 decibels, causing many people to cover their ears.
Raft.
A flat structure, usually made of logs or planks, that can be used for transport or as a platform for swimmer.
Examples:
A raft for carrying horses. A life raft. The rubber raft was swept out to sea.
Industrious.
Hardworking, diligent, and persistent in effort.
Examples:
Industrious worker. Industrious student. He was known to be very industrious and would often work late into the night.
Migratory.
Relating to or characterized by the movement of individuals or groups from one place to another, often for regular seasonal or environmental reasons.
Examples:
Migratory species. Migratory route. The migratory birds flew thousands of miles to reach their wintering grounds.
Nomad.
A member of a group of people who move from place to place rather than living in one place all the time. A wanderer, a person with no fixed abode.
Examples:
Nomad worker. Nomad culture. The nomad tribe moved from place to place with its herd of sheep.
Grove.
A small group of trees growing closely together.
Examples:
A bamboo grove. Citrus grove. They walked through the grove of trees and admired the natural beauty.
Nomadic.
Moving from one location to another rather than staying in one place all of the time.
Examples:
Nomadic life. Nomadic herdsman. This desert is the territory of nomadic tribes.
Overhaul.
A thorough examination, evaluation, or inspection of something, often with the intent of making necessary improvements, a major reorganization or restructuring of a system or process. Verb, to thoroughly examine, repair, and improve something to ensure that it is functioning properly and up to standard.
Examples:
Overhaul process. Vehicle overhaul. The mechanic suggested an overhaul of the engine to improve performance.
Pollinate.
To transfer pollen from the male part of a flower to the female part, thereby fertilizing the plant and allowing it to produce fruit or seeds. To spread or disseminate an idea or influence to others.
Examples:
Pollinate plants. Pollinate fruit trees. Without bees to pollinate the flowers, many crops would not exist.
Honeybee.
A type of bee that is known for producing honey and pollinating flowers.
Examples:
Honeybee colony. Aggressive honeybee. The honeybee hive is organized into a caste system, with a queen, drones, and workers.
Cranberry.
A small, tart red berry often used in cooking or for its medicinal properties.
Examples:
Fresh cranberry. Cranberry sauce. I need to buy some cranberry juice for the recipe I'm making.
Starve.
To suffer or die from lack of food, to cause someone or something to suffer or die from lack of food, to deprive something of necessary nourishment or sustenance.
Examples:
Starve for a victory. Starve to death. If you don't eat soon, you're going to starve.
Diminish.
To reduce or be reduced in size, extent, or importance. To make something smaller, weaker, etc.
Examples:
Diminish a reputation. Diminish swelling. As people get old, their energies may diminish.
Pollen.
A fine powder substance consisting of microscopic grains produced by plants that facilitate their reproductive process through the process of pollination.
Examples:
Pollen allergy symptoms. High pollen count. My allergies flare up during pollen season, making it difficult to breathe.
Nectar.
A sweet liquid produced by flowers that attracts and provides food for bees and other insects. Any sweet liquid that is enjoyed as a drink or used as a flavoring.
Examples:
Nectar of the gods. Fruit nectar. The nectar of the flowers attracted many bees to the garden.
Infertile.
Unable to grow crops or sustain life. Not able to produce offspring or offspring that are viable.
Examples:
Infertile woman. Infertile land. The soil in the desert is infertile, making it difficult to grow crops.
Fertilize.
To cause an egg, female animal, or plant to develop by joining sperm from the male with them. To add a natural or chemical substance to land to make plants grow well.
Examples:
Fertilize the soil. Fertilize the female egg. The couple decided to use the non-husband's sperm to fertilize a wife.
Orchard.
A piece of land that is planted with fruit trees, such as apples, pears, or cherries.
Examples:
Local apple orchard. Orchard tree. The farmer owns an orchard where he grows apples, pears, and plums.
Mammal.
Any animal of which the female gives birth to live young, not eggs, and feeds her young on milk from her own body. A primitive mammal. A sort of mammal. Marine mammal populations are declining worldwide due to ocean pollution.
Pollinator.
An animal or insect, such as bees, butterflies, birds, etc., that carries pollen from a male part of a flower to a female part of a flower, fertilizing it and allowing it to produce seeds.
Examples:
Pollinator species. Beneficial pollinator. Bees are important pollinators for many crops and plants.
Bumblebee.
A large, furry bee with black and yellow bands on its body that is known for its loud buzzing sound and its important role in pollinating plants.
Examples:
Bumblebee pollination. Protecting bumblebees. The sound of the bumblebee's wings was soothing to listen to.
Eusocial.
Referring to a social system or behavior in which individuals within a community or colony exhibit cooperative and specialized roles, as seen in certain insects like ants and bees.
Examples:
Eusocial colonies. Eusocial behavior. Ants and bees are examples of eusocial insects that live in organized colonies.
Kleptoplasty.
The ability of some animals to steal chloroplasts from other organisms and incorporate them into their bodies, allowing them to photosynthesize like plants.
Examples:
Kleptoplasty process. Kleptoplasty organism. The sea slug Alicia chlorotica is known for its kleptoplasty ability to steal chloroplasts from algae and use them for photosynthesis.
Solitary.
Existing, living, or doing without others.
Examples:
Use of solitary confinement. A solitary traveler. He never uttered a solitary word.
Extinct.
No longer in existence.
Examples:
Extinct by human activity. Long extinct volcano. Many species have become extinct due to habitat destruction and other human activities.
Reconnect.
To connect again after a break or interruption.
Examples:
Reconnect a telephone. Reconnect with family. After a long period of estrangement, they reconnected with each other.
Prestige.
Respect and admiration felt or shown for someone or something based on a perception of their achievements or quality.
Examples:
National prestige. Prestige company. The university has great prestige in the academic community.
Sterile.
Free from living microorganisms, especially bacteria, fungi, and viruses, incapable of reproducing.
Examples:
Sterile environment. A sterile man. Surgeons must use sterile instruments to prevent infection during an operation.
Mow.
To cut down and trim grass or other vegetation, usually with a machine such as a lawnmower, to cut down or harvest crops.
Examples:
Mow the field. Mow a yard. My father likes to mow the lawn early on Saturday mornings.
Rethink.
To consider again a plan, idea, etc., especially to change it.
Examples:
Rethink a marketing plan. Rethink the role of the manager. We have to rethink our company's product lineup for further growth.